Welcome all NASCAR Heat 3 eSport racing fans. Welcome NOSSCAR fans. We have NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series action coming your way from Richmond Raceway. They've laid down some mud on the Richmond asphalt surface, and we are getting set for a 80-lap race here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series on NASCAR Heat 3. It is the 9th race in the 18-race season. So after tonight, we will be halfway done and halfway towards crowning a Season 2 NOSSCAR DT Series champion. The green flag is out. Ronnie Beach in the 37 car is your race leader. He's got Shockey Sherm right behind him in second. Zach Craig in third. Dakota Bro in fourth. Ronnie in the 37, of course, is your points leader with 2 wins this season. Shockey Sherm looking to the inside for the race lead, looking for his first win this season. A little bit of contact made as they go into turn 3. He washed up the hill there and made contact. And the new leader is the 7 car. The NOSSCAR officials are looking at this. And Zach Craig running in the 2nd position in the 83. Back at Eldora, Zach led laps, won the pole, had a solid run there, ran fast at Texas. Now here he is at Richmond, looking for the win. Love to put the 83 car in victory lane. He's got a rundown Shock Sherm to do it. Dakota Bro comes into this race 2nd in the point standings. That number 98 car, he runs in 3rd right now. Right behind Zach Craig. There's a good look at Dakota in the 98 machine. There's Nicholas Don Francesco running in 5th, right behind your points leader. He's in 4th in the point standings, Nicholas is. Just behind him, Kenny Adair in the 9 car, running in the 6th position, having a great start to the event with Dave Marks Jr. in the 17, right behind him. That's a battle for 6th and 7th. Dave trying the outside, seeing if he can get a run off the corner, and he does. Now he's looking to the inside of Kenny. 17 of Dave, Kenny in the 9, side by side. Nice move by Dave. Makes the pass, makes it look very clean and smooth. And it's not easy to pull off at Richmond when there's dirt on the surface. Meanwhile, back up front, Zach Craig challenging Dakota for 2nd. Dakota loses the spot, put the 83 up into P2. The points leader, Ronnie in the 37, right behind these guys. Shock Sherm running away with the race lead in the number 7 car. Dakota takes 2nd. Ronnie trying to follow him past Zach. Zach made the move on Dakota just a few laps ago for the 2nd position, and now Dakota makes the move back, and there was a car wrecked over there in turns 3 and 4, and Dakota in the 98 made heavy contact. Zach Craig in the 83 was involved. Several cars were involved. Zach still trying to get the car pointed in the right direction. He finally gets the car corrected, and that's a tough break for 2 drivers that were up there battling for the race lead. Pillsbury in the 02 was involved. Timmy Brown in the 12 was involved. There's Jade Burr in the 11 riding there with him. Shockey Sherm in the 7 car leads the field. Beach in the 37 car runs in second with Nicholas Don Francesco in the 77 right behind him in third. Zach Craig is a couple of laps down, one lap down. So he is not scored in the fourth position, though he is the car right behind Nicholas in the 77. Nicholas made a bit of contact with the outside wall coming out of turn 4. Just a little bit. He was able to settle his car down, gets back into his rhythm. There's Zach Craig in the 83 just behind him. That was a tough break for him. He was inside the top 5. He shows tremendous speed everywhere we go in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series here on PlayStation 4. And he finds himself one lap down here in Stage 1. Kenny Adair runs in the 5th position in the number 9 car, having a solid run. That's Dave Marks Jr. just in front of him in the 4th position in the 17 car. Both of these drivers were able to miss that big wreck, and that's why they find themselves up a few spots inside the top 5. Capitalizing and having a good run. There's a look at Jason Armstrong in the 80 car, runs in 6th right now, kind of on his own. Not being pressured from behind and not having to deal with any traffic either. There's Jay Burr running in the 7th position. He's behind Jason Armstrong. He's got a bit of a gap until he catches him though, and looks like Pillsbury in the 02 beginning to put some pressure on Jade. That's a battle for 7th and 8th here at Richmond. Ronnie trying to run down your race leader. Watching the line that Ronnie's running. The bottom looks like it's sticking quite nice for him. He gained quite a bit of ground on the race leader that time by. The number 7 car of Shockey. And we've got a battle for the race lead here. The 7 and the 37, and we saw the way that Shockey made the pass on the 37, and we're going to see if there's any retaliation here shortly from the points leader. Ronnie in the 37, though he may not want to chance it. Risk retaliation yet again from the 7 and perhaps receive minimal points here at Richmond. Eddie Fikes in the 66 car just in front of your race leaders. But he's going to be saved by the caution. Stage 1 is in the history books, folks. Shockey Sherm wins Stage 1. Ronnie Beach finishes in 2nd. Nicholas Don Francesco in 3rd. Dave Marks Jr. in 4th. There you see him in the 17. Just behind him in 5th. Kenny Adair in the 9. Having a great run. Jason Armstrong in the 80 car. Finishes Stage 1 in the 6th position. Now these drivers have a chance to make pit stops, make some adjustments to these cars, get them handling the way that they want, but we also know that these pit stops under the stages provide us with a lot of different fuel and pit strategies from these drivers, and it makes it real exciting. A lot of changes in the leaderboard, slower cars taking 2 tires for track position. We're going to have to see what unfolds here. Stage 2 coming up at Richmond on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. Some strategy deployed by Nicholas Don Francesco. He finds himself on the front row for the restart. The green flag is in the air. Nicholas drives it in deep on the inside. He takes the lead. Shockey gave him a little bit of a bump, but Nicholas gets away from him by a car length. Now the battle is on for the second and third positions. Jason Armstrong in the 80 car having the Dirt Touring Series race of his career up in the third spot. Can he make it happen? Former winner in the NASCAR Motormaster Series and NASCAR Truck Series. A little bit deeper in the field, Timmy Brown in the 12, side by side with the 83 of Zach Craig. Trevor Lane made contact with the 11 of Jay Burr. They held on to it, but Dave Marks Jr. in the 17 went around. He was quick to recover, but he definitely stacked the field up a little bit from about 7th on back. Pillsbury with an aggressive move to the inside of the 83 of Zach Craig. Bouncing off each other, even on the front straightaway, still bouncing off each other. Going into turn one, no more contact at that point. Pillsbury got loose on the bottom. Zach retakes the position on the outside. Meanwhile, out front, Nicholas Don Francesco holding on to the lead for dear life. Shockey Sherm in the 7 right behind him in second. Dakota Bro in the 98 running in third. Having a great points day so far. Shockey tried to force Nicholas to the outside, entering turn 3. Couldn't quite do it, but he gets along the inside of him here, coming down the front straightaway, heading into turn 1, side by side. 7 car gets clear of the 77, and we have a new race leader, put Shockey back out front. This is great action, folks. Battle for the lead. Dakota in the 98 catching both of them. Nicholas is all over the back bumper of Shockey. He's not letting him go anywhere. A little bit of a bigger track than most of the tracks on the schedule, so we don't really encounter as much lap traffic, especially in stages 1 and 2. And if you're just joining us on YouTube, welcome to the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. We have a 3-car battle up front for the race lead. 15 cars entered the race, and around goes Jason Armstrong in the 80 car. Contact was made with a couple of other cars. That's a really tough break for Jason. He was in 4th place, having the Dirt Touring Series race of his career. Battle for the lead heating up. Nicholas Don Francesco wrestles it back from Shockey Sherm in the 7, and here comes Dakota Bro in the 98 car. He'll go to the point. 3 different race leaders in under 2 laps here at Richmond International Raceway. Zach Craig in the 83. He went a lap down early in the race, and now he's up into the 4th position, marching his way forward. Great recovery for him. It's amazing how fast it can change in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. So much action, so much competition. Everybody is very even Steven. Dakota Bro in the 98 takes the lead, looking to win stage 2. Only a handful of laps left in stage 2. And now he's got a little bit of a cushion over Shockey in the 7 car. A couple car lengths. Not much of a cushion, but in the world of the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, a couple of car lengths is an eternity of space. Dakota took a little bit of a higher line through turns 3 and 4. He was able to get some good acceleration off the corner. Zach in the 83 in 4th did the same thing, and whoa, it looked like Shockey got loose in the corner, or he took a bit of a run at Dakota in the 98. I'm really not too sure, and Shockey loses a ton of track time to the race leader. And stacked up, Nicholas in the 77 and Zach in the 83. Now they're side by side for the third and fourth positions heading into turns 3 and 4 right now. Exiting 4, they're still going to be side by side. Ronnie Beach in the 37 car, your points leader, is running in the 5th position. You're starting to see him come into the camera view there. The lime green, number 37, dirt late model. There's Kenny Adair in the 9, still inside the top 10, trying to run down Timmy Brown in the number 12 car just in front of him. Just in front of Timmy Brown is Jason Armstrong in the 80 car, Eddie Fikes in the 66. Meanwhile, back up front, Dakota in the 98 continues to lead the way at Richmond International Raceway. Pardon me. The 98 car has a lot of history here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Once driven by Baggs, and Baggs drove that car to a second place finish in the final standings in Season 1 of the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. And right now, Dakota currently seated in second in the point standings as well. That elusive first win might be coming here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. He's got a comfortable cushion over Shockey in second. Zach Craig in third in the 83. Nicholas Don Francesco running in fourth in the 77. Ronnie Beach rounding out the top 5. Approaching the end of stage number 2 here at Richmond International Raceway. A little over halfway completed here in the 80-lap event. Dakota looking a little bit more loose, especially down the straightaways when he goes to set up his car for the corners. Might be needing a pit stop here at the end of stage 2. Stage 2 belongs to the 98 team, driven by Dakota Bro. Solid performance to hold off Shockey Sherm in the number 7. Shockey finishes second in the stage. Nicholas Don Francesco finishes third. Something happened to Zach Craig in the 83. Ronnie Beach was able to pass him to finish fourth in stage 2. And put Zach back into the 5th position. Trevor Lane in 6th in the 00. Dave Marks Jr. in 7th in the 17. Pillsbury in 8th in the 02. Jay Burr in 9th in the 11. Jason Armstrong in the 80 car rounding out the top 10. Don't count him out of this thing. Showed very fast speed early in the event. Green flag back in the air for the final stage here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race at Richmond. Side by side for the lead, 3 wide deeper in the field. Dakota in the 98 pit, so did Zach in the 83. Kenny Adair in the 9 stayed out to get some track position. He's inside the top 5. The battle for the lead is on. Shockey holds it. Ronnie wants it. Nicholas Don Francesco in third. He's got Dakota in the 98 right behind him. Battle for the lead and battle for third. And don't look now, but here comes Timmy Brown in the 12 car. Kenny Adair in the 9 and 6. Both of those drivers been running mid-pack all race long, and now they find themselves up there battling for the win with these guys. Kenny Adair gets to the inside of Timmy. This is a battle for fifth. A little bit of contact as they go into turn one. Coming out of turn two, the crossover move pulled off perfectly by Timmy Brown in the 12. Retakes the fifth position. Meanwhile, back up front, this is what the battle for the lead looks like. Dakota was able to pass Nicholas Don Francesco, and now he joins the front two. And he got Shockey, Ronnie, and Dakota. The 7, the 37, and the 98 all battling for the win in the final stage at Richmond. 98 car swerving a little bit there, trying to get the run he needs. You can see him peeking to the inside, but he's not close enough to get side by side as they go into turn 3. Ronnie tries a higher line through 3 and 4. Didn't work the way he planned. Now he's got Dakota trying the high line in 1 and 2. These drivers looking for momentum as they exit the corner so they can try to run down Shockey in the 7. Still side by side for 2nd and 3rd. That's close quarter racing. Oh, and a little bit of contact made on the back straightaway. More contact. Oh, and Dakota hits the inside wall. Ronnie retakes 2nd for now. Fighting over the same piece of real estate. The inside line as they enter turn 3. Oh, man. So put Ronnie back into 2nd, but he's got one heck of a gap to close if he's going to catch Shockey for the win. Nicholas Don Francesco in 4th. Had a front row seat for all of that action, and here's Timmy Brown in 5th in the number 12 car, having a great run. Starting to drive away from Kenny Adair in the number 9. That's Zach Craig in the 83 right behind him. He was one of the few drivers that made a pit stop under the caution at the end of stage 2. Lost that track position and has been mired in traffic ever since. There is your race leader heading into turn 1. Looks like Dakota and Ronnie were both actually gaining some ground on the race leader, but they bounced off each other, battling for 2nd. These two are not done with each other. I think that if they can get single file and run like that, I think that these drivers can run down Shockey in the 7. Just not sure if that's the way it's going to work out or not. And again, we're in the final stage, so there's no more stoppages in this event. There are no cautions in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, so you got what you got at this point. You need to make the most of it, and Dakota Bro in the 98 has the race leader in his sights, and he knows that if he can run him down, he will capture his first career NASCAR Dirt Touring Series win. Dakota has a win in the NASCAR Truck Series. He has a win in the NASCAR Motormaster Series. He'd love to add a NASCAR Dirt Touring Series win to his resume. In fact, Dakota even has NASCAR wins from the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition video game on his resume. And the gap is closing. Dakota is catching your race leader. The question is, does he have enough time? And the other question is, can he make the pass once he gets there? Good battle for position here. Dave Marks Jr. in the 17 trying to hold off Trevor Lane in the 00. That's Kenny Adair in the 9 right behind both of them. It's a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th positions. Looked like Kenny thought about making a move on the inside of Trevor, and Couldn't quite get it to stick. Nearly contact between the 9 and the 00. They keep it straight. Just behind them, Jason Armstrong running inside the top 10. Another solid race, another solid performance for your points leader, Ronnie Beach in the 37 car. Always keeping his nose clean, keeping his car inside the top 5. Keeping the leaders within striking distance and always making sure that he's got a chance to win. Here he is running in third. Another solid points day coming up for him here, as long as he can hold station there. And his closest competitor in the point standings is actually in front of him, Dakota Bro in the 98 car, but if Dakota finishes in the second position, that's simply only 1 point gained. And Ronnie just needs to salvage what he can at this point. But I don't think the Dakota in the 98 plans on finishing in second, rather. He's all over the back bumper of Shockey in the 7 car. We're going to have a battle for the race lead. The gap has shrunk down to nothing. A sheet of paper separates the drivers in first and second, and here he goes to the inside as they exit turn 4. They're on the front straightaway going into turn 1. Dakota pulls off the pass. He takes the race lead in the 98 car. What a power move. He got to him, and he passed him. Remember, he is one of the cars that pit at the end of stage 2. He and Zach Craig in the 83 both have fresh tires, and they were able to successfully work their way through the traffic and back up inside the top 5. Zach running in 5th, and Dakota taking the lead just 2 laps ago. Dakota looking to hold on for his first ever NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series win, and this would be one step closer to capturing the championship. Shockey Sherm signed a contract to drive the number 7 Dirt late model car. Late in the season, and therefore he is not a major threat for the championship. Dakota Bro running full time in the 98 car leads the race at Richmond. He's got quite a distance now in between himself and Shockey Sherm in the number 7. And we don't think Dakota needed this pit strategy, but it definitely helped him. He won stage 2, decided to make a pit stop, and it paid off. Dakota Bro in the 98 car wins the Richmond Dirt 100. First career NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series win for Dakota Bro in the number 98 machine. Amazing, amazing performance on the track here tonight. Fast pit stops by the team, and he was able to beat 2 of the best here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series for the win. Shockey Sherm finishes in 2nd, Ronnie Beach in 3rd. And when you consider the point standings, this will bring Dakota Bro in the 98 car 3 points closer to your championship points leader, Ronnie Beach in the 37 car. And that's what happens when they put dirt on the Richmond asphalt. Wild, crazy action. What a performance by all of these drivers. Dakota Bro in the number 98 car wins the race. Going to get him in here for a post-race interview. We're going to speak to your race winner. Joining us in the commentary booth, your race winner, first-time winner in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series, Dakota Bro in the number 98 car. When you're holding on to the lead for dear life, it always feels like every lap is 3, so I completely understand. Before you go spray champagne, take us through those final laps. You were battling with Shockey in the 7, and he was showing a bit of his aggressive side earlier in the race and at Texas as well. So what was going through your mind when you were fighting with him for the win?
This one at the end of every race, and I just couldn't pull them off, and I had the car hooked today. I mean, that one was quick. I never thought I'd be fighting Shockey for that one. I figured it'd be Dabs if anybody. That was a hell of a race.
We noticed that after you won Stage 2, you came down pit road. We assume you got 4 tires and fuel because you started so deep in the field, along with Zach Craig in the 83. Was that a part of the plan, or did your car not feel right at the end of Stage 2?
Well, at the end of Stage 2, it felt fine. The car was actually as fast as it had been. It seemed like on the long run it got faster and faster. And I kind of thought it out, and I looked, and I could tell who was pitting and who wasn't. There was about 6 guys that wasn't going to pit, and I decided to take it, and I took right sides only and came out and charged to the front and tried to stay there. It was a hell of a run. That one had my nerves going.
Well, congratulations on your first ever NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series win. This goes along with your NOSSCAR Truck Series wins, your NOSSCAR Motormaster Series wins, and, of course, your wins in the NOSSCAR X2 Series on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. You've done it all, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you, bud. Hopefully I can pull off the Platinum one soon.
Oh, I'm sure it's coming. That was Dakota Bro.
Take it easy.
You as well. That was Dakota Bro, driver of the 98 car in the Dirt Late Model Series. The NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series here on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. Going to see if we can get an interview here with Shockey Sherm in the number 7 car. Your second place finisher here at Richmond, your runner-up. What an exciting finish, too. Never a dull moment in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. Joining us in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, this driver who finished second, runner-up here at Richmond International Raceway, the driver of the... Oh, shoot. What number are you? Number 7. The number 7 Dirt Late Model car in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series, Shockey Sherm. Shockey, you were battling hard there for the win with Dakota Bro in the number 98 car. Take us through those final laps when you guys were side by side. Well, you led the most laps tonight. You clearly had the dominant car here at Richmond. What does it take to run competitive and run well in one of these NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series races? Excellent. Well, we're glad that you're with us. Congratulations on a runner-up finish at Richmond, and we know that that elusive first win is coming real soon. So just bear with us and be patient. Good job tonight. That was Shockey Sherm, driver of the number 7 dirt late model car in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Gonna get an interview with the driver who finished in the 3rd position. Your points leader, Ronnie Beach. Okay, evidently Ronnie has declined an interview. He has already signed off of the PlayStation 4 console. Not out of anger, of course, just simply, I believe he has something else to do. We are going to get an interview with Eddie Fikes, a rookie here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, see what his perspective of the race was. Joining us now in the NASCAR commentary booth, rookie driver in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, Eddie Fikes, driver of the number 66 car. Eddie, thank you for taking the time after the race to talk to us. How does it feel racing as a rookie with all of these drivers that have so much more experience on the dirt than you do? And how are you going about learning what you need to do? That's okay. Like when you see the drivers battling for the lead just in front of you, what line do you take to try to get around them? How does the car handle so different from the top to the bottom? I just want you to give the viewers at home a bit of a perspective on what you were dealing with out there tonight. What are your goals for the rest of this NASCAR Dirt Touring Series season? Well, you've found success everywhere you've went so far. The NASCAR X2 Series, NASCAR Man Anger Series, NASCAR 15 Victory Edition, that is, and we can only assume it's coming here for you as well on NASCAR Heat 3 for the Dirt Touring Series. Congratulations on a couple of solid runs tonight, and we hope to see you again on the track soon. No problem. That was Eddie Fikes, everybody, driver of the number 66 Dirt Late Model car in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. We would like to thank everybody that joined us on YouTube for tonight's races. We had a great time bringing you live coverage. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long until next time, and we hope that you have a pleasant week.